Hello, my name is Nexera and today, I will teach you all about the living goddess or Kumari of Nepal. First, what is a Kumari? A Kumari is a young prepubescent girl chosen in the Nepali tradition to be worshipped as a living goddess, representing the divine feminine energy or Shakti, where she is believed to be an embodiment of the goddess Talaju or Durga. Essentially, the term translates to virgin princess in Sanskrit, and the practice involves a girl living a restricted life dedicated to religious rituals within a special Kumari Ga living goddess house until she gets her first menstruation. How did Kumari start out? In the Shakta literature, Devi Mahatmyam, or Chandi, the goddess, is believed to have declared that she exists in every female life form in the universe. The entire Kumari ritual is focused on this verse. According to a traditional story, the kings of ancient Nepal were devoted followers of the goddess Talaju. Thus, she frequently went to the royal palace to play card games with the kings. Rumor has it that the goddess was angry with King Jayaprakash Malla, which led to her disappearance. After the king begged her for forgiveness, she appeared to him in a dream and requested that he choose a young Kumari for her to possess so that her devotees could continue to worship her. The first recorded Kumari of Nepal was chosen during the reign of King Jayaprakash Malla in the 17th century when the goddess Talaju was said to have manifested in a girl from the Shakya family. How is the Kumari chosen? The Kumari is chosen by 5 senior Buddhist priests along with the royal astrologer. The Kumari must meet a number of criteria before she is considered for acceptance, including the absence of visible scars and marks, the presence of uncut and blemish-free body skin, the absence of menstruation, and the presence of all of her teeth. Kumaris can't come from a family with an intercaste marriage, and they shouldn't have taken part in Ihi Bail Biha, a new home ritual. This special test is performed during the Karatri 9 Black Nights of Dashain, the most important festival. For the final selection of the Kumari, she has to spend a night with 108 heads of buffaloes and goats that are sacrificed to goddess Kali. They are kept in a room lit by candles, along with a few masked men who make scary noises and watch to see if the girl is scared. She also has to search for the belongings of the ex-Kumari in the same room. If she passes this test, she will be known as the new living goddess Kumari in Nepal. If she fails, another girl is chosen to take the same test. What is life as a Kumari? After being chosen as a Kumari, she has to follow different rules and regulations, like having to be a serious-looking girl with very little body movement. She is not allowed to touch the ground except in the place she is worshipped, as she is considered the living incarnation of the goddess, and the land is also considered to be God. So, Kumari as a goddess is not allowed to touch another god. The Kumari is carried by the caretaker or in a palanquin. Blood is very important to the Kumari because it is thought to hold the goddess Durga's creative energy, called Shakti. But as the Kumari is half Hindu and half Buddhist, she is not allowed to see the sacrifice, and the animal's sacrifice should be carried out before she arrives because of the goddess inside her. The main reasons behind this were pollution, and she couldn't even bleed herself because the blood could contaminate the Shakti, or the goddess inside her. All her blood has to remain inside her body. Not even a drop should be spoiled. The Kumari is not even allowed to bleed through any physical or biological means. If she does, she is no longer considered the living goddess. It is said that the goddess relinquishes the body of Kumari after she has bled. It is said that the blood loss from the body of Kumari spoils the purity of the goddess inside her, and she loses all the divine power of the living goddess. What are some Kumari predictions? The Kumari is supposed to be serious looking while a goddess. Here are different signs Kumari shows when she makes predictions about you. Crying, louder laugh, severe illness or death, picking at food offerings, financial losses, hand clapping, reason to fear the king, weeping or rubbing eyes, imminent death or last days, trembling, imprisonment. There was once a Kumari, Kanira Bajracharya, who cried for 4 days straight in 2001. The day after she stopped crying, the Nepalese royal massacre took place. Do Kumaris go to school? No. However, a tutor visits the Kumari daily to help her with her education. She takes her exams and does her homework. In the Kumari Gar Temple of the Kumari, what happens when a Kumari turns back into a normal girl? The ex-Kumari will start to go to school as normal and can be a normal person again. It is reported that they have difficulty walking for more than 5 minutes at a time due to the fact they have been carried most of their lives. Where is the Kumari? In the Kumari Gar, which is located in Basontapa Durbar Square, on the southern side of the square. How many Kumaris are there today? Today, there are just 10 Kumaris in Nepal, 9 of them in the Kathmandu Valley. Who had the Kumari role the longest? Bhadracharya was chosen as the official Kumari of the city of Patan in 1954. She was supposed to leave her position when her first period happened, but because her menstruation did not start, she reigned as Kumari for 3 decades until she was replaced against her will in 1984 by instructions of Crown Prince Dipendra. She chose to continue living as a Kumari, staying in seclusion and never walking in public until the April 2015 Nepal earthquake, where she had to go out of her house on foot for the first time. Then she was no longer considered a Kumari because she touched the ground. I hope you learned something new.